What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope all of you are doing well. I know all of you are doing well now that you have graced this channel. Before I get started, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you could be notified every time I upload a new video. So, yes, you guys, I wanted to speak on the subject of personal accountability. Personal accountability and how sexy it is. And personal accountability is the new it factor. um, I I know that this video is going to cause a bit of controversy with women, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But being a woman, what better person to come to women with this particular subject than a woman? I was watching a YouTube channel, and this particular YouTuber was talking about why women attract certain types of men, like users and abusers and narcissists, and, just an array of what would be considered bad men. And one thing I like about this YouTuber is the fact that she never lets women just get away with it. Like, she always holds women personally accountable. If you're in an abusive relationship, it's your own fault. You're with a man who doesn't uh, you know who doesn't treat you well, who doesn't um, do the things that you need him to do for you, or whatever the case is. You're with somebody that's a cheater. He does this, he does that to you. She always says it's your own fault. I respect that about her. And I made a comment on her uh, on her video, and I talked about how women don't attract what they want. They attract what they feel. They attract what they vibrate. And if women studied the 7 Hermetic principles, we would be better off. And of course, there were, for the most part, a lot of the women did agree. But, of course, there were women who, oh, I disagree. Women are going to attract, the bad guys too. They attract leeches and losers and this and that. And men are attracted to parasites. And parasite men are attracted to women, and blah, 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 blah. And you know, I, one thing that I do admire about men is that men have the ability, and it almost seems innately, most men, for the most part, and I'm speaking in general, because I know how some people love to try to twist words and try to get all technical. Well, not all men are like that. And I'm speaking in general, okay? And please try to listen to what I say, because I know a lot of women tend to have selective hearing and love to select certain things that people say and try to play off of that. But try to listen to what I'm saying from an objective standpoint, okay? Men, for the most part, can acknowledge, and they tend to have more of a responsibility to being personally responsible for themselves. Men, and I think it's just because it's a male thing, because men are natural leaders. When you think of leadership, you typically think of men. regardless. When you think of the greatest leaders of nations, the greatest leaders of movements, this and that, you typically, if you close your eyes, that would probably be the first image that comes into anyone's head, whether you're male or female. But I think it's just something innate with men that they tend to stand up like a man and be held personally accountable for, the things that, happen to them in their lives and things like that. Whereas women, I still feel like we tend to want to shy away from personal accountability, especially when it comes to men. We always seem to want to be the victim of certain situations, especially when it comes to abuse, um, being, downtrodden by men and things like that. And let me say this before I continue, because I feel like I have to say this, and it feels like it's draining because I want to say my points, but I also have to pause because I know how people take things. I'm not justifying abuse. I'm not justifying abuse. I was a battered woman at one point in my life. I almost lost my life to a man that I was in love with. Okay? This is not me justifying abuse because I know exactly how that feels. Okay? So let me go ahead and get that out of the way. When we attract people into our lives, and I'm going to use myself as the example. When I was younger, I'm, I'm old now, but when I was younger, I always, always, always attracted men who wanted nothing but my physical body, men who abused me, men who absolutely devalued me, men who um, were in relationships, etc. It was only when I took a hard look at how I valued myself as a woman. And it didn't take long to realize, how could any man value me when I had no value in myself, when I didn't even know myself? How could I attract men who loved me, men who would not abuse me when I was tied to issues in my childhood? How? And every man that saw the beauty in me that I did not see in myself, guess what I did? I ran them away. The minute that I began on this journey of self discovery, healing a lot of the issues that I had with my father that was tied to my hatred for men, subconsciously, I didn't even know I was walking around with that. Subconsciously, I did not trust nor love or have love for men. And I didn't even realize that it was tied to my abandonment issues from my father. So I never saw men in a positive light, anyways. How could I attract any good men in my life? When I became personally accountable for the things that have happened to me, for me vibrating that type of energy to where I attracted those type of men in my life, my paradigm shift changed in that moment. It changed. And being on this journey of personal accountability, I realized that everything that those men were doing to me, I was doing it first to myself. Now that's deep. That's deep. Everything negative that any and every man has done to me, I first did it to myself. Why? Because I never felt deserving to have a good person in my life. So if I didn't feel like I deserved to have someone good, what was I going to expect? I shouldn't expect anything less than to be treated like crap. I can actually, now that I am in this space and time in my life, I can actually look at a person and know and vibrationally feel that they're not right for me, that they wouldn't be a good fit for me. Vibrationally, I can feel that because now that I know who I am and I take personal accountability for who I am, you damn right. I'm a little bit more cautious of who I allow in my space. And one inkling, because I am so in tune with me now, one inkling that that I get that you could possibly be someone that is familiar to the things that I am trying to avoid, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can apologize, you can no. Especially, the age that I am now, I don't even have the time. Honestly, I don't. And this year, of any year that I've dated men, they have been quality men. Quality men. Something that I've never experienced in my life before. Why? Because I made it a choice to be personally accountable for the type of people that I have in my life. I'm no victim. I'm no victim. See, being when you're a victim, you say things like, "Oh well, why do I keep attracting this type of person into my life? And I don't understand. He treats me so bad. He's so bad with me. He doesn't give me this. He takes control over that is a victim mentality. I want to be clear. And I know this is going to sound mean. This is going to sound harsh, but a person can only do what they are allowed to do. Some women can get their damn heads bashed in every night. And some women, I wish you would. I wish you would put your hands on me. What's the difference between the woman that's being abused and the woman who doesn't take abuse? It's how she feels about herself on the inside. It is about her standards, what she is and what she's not going to tolerate. One woman loves herself, the other one doesn't. You can say what you want. You can consciously think, well, I love myself, but I just attracted a person who didn't love me. You can think that if you want to. And see, you're thinking with your conscious. But when you delve deep into your subconscious mind, which 95% of us are ruled by our subconscious, you understand there's something that's missing in your life. Maybe it's your daddy issues. Did you heal your father issues? It's something that's going on with you subconsciously that you are not consciously aware of. You need to deal with it and be held personally accountable for your happiness, your life, and the way you want your life to go. Period. I hold myself personally accountable for how my life turns out. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not blaming anybody that is around me. None of that. I don't blame any of the men who have abused me. I have been abused within an inch of my life. And to this day, I'm thankful that I have lived to tell the tale because most women do not. And I have let him go in love because he was allowed to do that to me. I allowed that to happen. Now, does he not have a part in that? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he was punished dearly for what he's done to me. But at the same time, it took for me, if I wasn't vibrating in a low frequency to where I didn't love myself, he wouldn't have never had the opportunity to do that to me at all. Because the signs were there for me to get out, and I did not. And now that I hold myself personally responsible, personally accountable, I find myself even more sexier because I control my own happiness. I'm not looking for happiness in anybody but myself. And I am blessed enough to have beauty and have love in my life. And it's sexy. And men find that sexy. Men find women who know what they want, who who have standards, who are not going to just tolerate them treating them any kind of way. They find that so sexy. Women who are not going to take being abused. No man loves a woman like that, truly, or finds her attractive. But when you are personally accountable for yourself and your actions and the things that you attract into your life, oh baby. So I am going to end this video. I hope this video was beneficial. I know it's going to be very controversial. I know there are some women who are not going to agree with what I'm saying, and that's fine. Like I said before, you know, I've done a lot of personal development. This year has been probably one of the most intensive years of me doing personal development from um, some of the top ranked clinical psychologists of in the world. So I know that my life has changed because of it. And if you continue to attract that type of energy to you, you need to take a look. Take a look at you, baby, and be personally accountable so you can feel just as sexy as I do. Well, I am going to love you for now, but I will be holding on to your love until the next video. Bye.